Morning, everyone. Today we will start class of environmentally sustainable aspect of aerospace engineering. I'm Hairul Ummah, your lecturer today. This is the first meeting, so we want to discuss how to deliver this lecture. So our topic is environmentally sustainable aspect of aerospace engineering. This topic will discuss about the effect of the aerospace industries and aerospace activities. So it's only to SKS because we are using online course. So I think to deliver the presentation, I will record the presentation and you can watch using YouTube instead of streaming just like this. So why we discuss about this? You know that you are not alone. Human population is today about 7.8 billion people in the world. So you can see that in the last 300 years, from 1800s to 2000. This is we are in 2020, so you can see that the curve is steeply increased. And if we are not aware about this, maybe the human populations become double in about 70 years, I think. Yeah. So we have to aware about this. And because our population is huge for everything we build, the impact will be so enormous, just like this. This graph shows the world energy consumption, and you can see that today we consume about 2.5 times that 50 years ago. Yeah. So we double the consumption of the energy. And you can see that we produce so much cars and also goods, and the consumption is very huge. Even when you see that something like you eat in McDonald's, for example, it's only something, just like this. But when you multiply with the McDonald's chains, you know that the waste and the energy to provide this food is so enormous. So you know that something that looks small, such as the food, when you order a food online, when you multiply with the orders, that thing is become so huge. The weight, for example, for the cup of the drinks, and also the packets, and also the plastic to bring the food. So sometimes small stuff becomes so huge, has this huge impact into the environment. This is our main topics in this course. This course discuss the environmental aspects related to the aerospace industry activities. Yeah. And we will discuss about the natural environment, about our atmosphere, and also the gravity, electromagnetic, that has an effect to the aircraft, and also the artificial environment such as sound generated by the aircraft, the radio waves, the infrared. That's some environmental aspect related to the aerospace industry activities. But our main focus is to assess the environmental problem. So you are going to be the aerospace engineer, and when you design or make a product, you have to aware the consequence of your product, especially when your product will be produced in the mass quantity. So the impact to the environment, you have to aware about the impact to the environment. And also we will discuss about the environmental program due to aerospace activities include emissions. Yes, we only, the aviation industry only small percentage in emission, but directly injected into the atmosphere. So the pollution in the atmosphere from aerospace activities is significant to consider. So this is the include emissions, and also the noise. You know, when your home nearby the airport, maybe you consider about the noise, also the vibrations, and also waste. For example, in airport, there's waste, food and airport activities, and also when the waste in maintenance, and also the waste and carbon footprint in the production. So the broader impact can be in the form of the health and also the comfort. And the environmental effect on flight operations, usually about the weather, yeah, include rainfall, air temperature, humidity, wind clouds, electromagnetic fields, and also gravity, which is then will limit aircraft operations and aviation safety. So we have to know and consider about this. For example, when we discuss about the electromagnetic fields and gravity, maybe it's related to the satellite or air spacecraft, for example. So we consider about the environment in this electromagnetic field and gravity. Another issues are the human and system factors behind an airplane crash and accident in the work environment. So aviation industry and aircraft is usually has the very high standard in safety, but sometimes the condition, the environment against the safety operations for the aircraft. For example, when there is a storm and also the wind bursts and so on. So maybe a fog. Yeah. So this is we will discuss about the interaction between human and system to prevent airplane crash, yeah, to increase the aviation safety. And also we will discuss another issue such as how to use the aerospace technology in creating environmentally friendly to the another sectors, including in this case the aircraft technology, airports, air transportation, and outside the aerospace sector. For example, to generate the energy, to create the clean water, and so on. So this is some other issues related to the aircraft industries activities and also environment. Okay, this is the method. The lecture will be given in the form of tutorials. Yeah. I think that when we have the online class such as like this, we will focus on the interactive activities instead of just one-way presentation, because I think I can pre-recorded the materials and you can watch the materials before the online interactive activities, so you can save time and resource. And maybe group assignment in accordance to the individual. Usually there is a quiz, simple quiz, just to check whether you have watched the material or not. So only a simple quiz, but also group assignments. Maybe in this semester you have to create some such as short films about the environmental problem, and also the relation to the aviation industry, such as short films, maybe less than 5 minutes as a group assignment. But this is maybe one or two, it's not. And also some of another, maybe there is a final exam. This is the outcomes. We hope that after you attending this class, you can understand the concept of the environmentally friendly and know the urgency of its application. You know that for 7 billion people, all small things becomes significant. So we hope that you have awareness to the environmental issues. So when you create something or you try to do something, you consider about the impact to the environment. And also we hope that you can explain the application of environmentally friendly concept in aerospace activities, both technically and management. So you can consider this aspect when you design something or you create some rules about something in management. And also able to apply the concept in research activities. That's our outcomes. And this is the schedule. In this week, we will discuss about the syllabus, and also the first topic about global warming. And then maybe in the second week, still discuss about the global warming and the impact of the global warming. I have a task. You have to watch a film. I will give you the link later. And in the week 3, we will discuss about the impact of aviation activities to the environment, especially about the pollution in the atmosphere, and also pollution in space, such as space debris, for example. And then we go to discuss about the green technology, especially in the aircraft design, the green technology. And that's in the week 4 and 5. We will discuss about the green technology and environmentally friendly airplane concept. So you can explain various technology development that support environmentally friendly aircraft, such as more efficient engine, biofuel, and so on. And also the next, in the week 6, we will discuss about the environmental awareness. This is about the future of air transport management. So you know that about every 15 years, the flights will be double. So today about maybe 100 million flights every year. So maybe in the next 15 years will be double to hundreds millions daily, I think, daily, or maybe maybe yearly, I don't know. So that's the awareness in aviation operation. You know that when the number of the flights increase, we have to manage, and you know that sometimes the flights will be hold before landing. So the consequence of holding usually about the fuel consumption. So to prevent holdings, we have to manage when the before takeoff in the course, when in the course to the destinations, and we manage such as when before landing there is minimum holding. So and we will discuss about the
Pak, memang commute ya?
Pak Khairul?
Pak, sepertinya mic-nya commute, Pak.
Sepertinya commute, Pak.
Pak Khairul.
Pak Khairul.
Permisi Pak Khairul.
Termute dari mic-nya, Pak. Oh, oke, udah.
Okay. I'm sorry. So, okay, let's start again. So I suggest to use Zoom instead of MS Teams because maybe I can use my application in our MacBook. You don't mind? I suggest to use Zoom instead of Microsoft Teams. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not aware that my voice is mute. So this is our schedule, and after we discuss about the airport, and then we discuss about the waste management. Especially in airport, you know that there's a lot of waste. So we will discuss about the waste management. And after that, we try to implement the aerospace technology for another field. For example, in this case, for energy generations. You know that turbine technology, for example, is the main technology in the power generations, such as the turbine and also the wind turbine, for example, and also another technology related to the turbine. And also we will discuss about the technology implement to the exploration and monitoring. You know that to minimize the footprint in explorations, maybe we can use the technology using satellite or using drones to support the exploration and monitoring. After that, we will discuss about the threats comes from the weather conditions. Yeah. We will discuss about the several dangerous weather conditions, and yeah, most of this lecture we will see or watch some videos and or movies, and then we will discuss about the accident mitigations and also introduce how to assess the factors that causing the accidents. Yeah, and we will discuss about the technology to prevent the hazard conditions such as weather radar, anti-icing, ILS, and so on. And maybe we want you to make a project. I mentioned before that maybe in this semester you have to make short video, and then you have to present your video in this maybe in week 13 and week 14, and there is a final exam. So the that the evaluation consists of three kind of the evaluations, several quiz. This is a simple quiz, I think, just to check your understanding to the topics. And also the group works. This is only a small project to create a short story about the environmental problem and how to solve the problems. Maybe 5 to 10 minutes YouTube videos. No mid-semester exam, but there is a final exam and contribute 40% to the final mark. Okay. And there is no re-evaluation exam. So this is how to evaluate, but you know that this course is so simple, and I think you will have a good mark in this course. Yeah. I suggest to create WhatsApp group for communications. Who is the class leader? Who is the class leader? The class leader? Can you hear my voice?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Okay.
Hear your voice.
So your class leader, I want you to create a WhatsApp group, and also you create groups of 3 people, so that when you create the video as a group, and most of the lecturing will be pre-recorded, so there is no trouble to hear the video and so on, because I will record before. And I suggest that the video is sometimes asynchronous. I will post the lecture materials, and you watch the video, and after that, when we have the online class just like this, we will focus on the interactive activities. Okay, so no need to have the online class in 2 hours. Maybe 1 hour is enough, I think. And also, I will give you some of quiz in Google Form, and you can do this. You open book, and maybe open friends, and also you can access the internet, I think, just to make sure that you know and understand about the materials. And when there is another task, you can send to my email, khairulasling@gmail.com. So that's That's I want you to create WhatsApp group first. Yeah. Okay, and and we will discuss about some of the issue in the environmental issues. Yeah, I'm sorry, some I don't know, my laptop becomes weird. Okay. The response is so slow. Okay, this is some of environmental issues. Yeah, this is an example of environmental issues, deforestation, environmental impacts of mining, global warming because of the pollution, air pollution, conservation of species, energy crisis, water crisis, land and soil degradations, and pollution, some of another topic of the pollution. So we have the wood problem, I think, because some activities become so huge damage to the environment. Maybe 50 or maybe 100 years ago, when we try to cut the trees, for example, maybe only the scale is very small, but today using the technology, you can logging very quickly, and because the forest cannot be foster immediately, then there is a damage in the forest. So after that, sometimes we not planting again, so the topsoil of the land removed from the site in this after we do some logging, and this will degrade the condition of the land in that forest, because the topsoil, the most nutritious topsoil already removed. So that's the deforestation, release gas house, because sometimes the wood, the burning forest and of the wood after logging contribute greenhouse gases, especially CO2. And also loss of biodiversity. Sometimes we open the forest and replace with for example, palm trees. So there is a loss of biodiversity, becomes monoculture. You know that forests are important part of hydrologic cycle in nature. So this is a significant issue for all for the world for all of us, and Indonesia and also several countries in the equator has the significant contribution, okay? Because we have the rainforest, the large rainforest. Also Brazil, for example, and some of countries in Africa. You know that deforestation just like this. Sometimes we open and to make some of the for agriculture, yeah. And to do this quickly, usually we burn this wood, so we release the greenhouse gases. Not only in Indonesia, but also in another country, such as in this case, this is in the southern Mexico. This is in Malaysia. You know that this log is very big. Maybe the edge of the wood, maybe the tree, the tree is maybe 100 years age, but we cut it in maybe in the very short time, several days only. And also another issue is mining activities. This is a photo from Greensburg, I think, from Freeport in Papua. You know, this is the mining pit and create a hole. The environmental impact of mining, land and soil erosion, just like the deforestation, and also formation of sinkholes, just like this, loss of the biodiversity, and this is the chemical contamination of groundwaters, such as chemical tailing. This is a big problem in the mining industry, and usually poisoning water, yeah, in the surrounding. And also abandoned mines can still pose safety hazard, deadly gas, and sometimes create just similar to a lake. For example, in Kalimantan and Borneo, after there is a coal pit mining, and after that there is some hazard environment for people around the coal mining, because there is such a similar to a small lake from the coal mining pit hole, just like this. Some chemicals used in mining, sodium cyanide, yeah, for extraction of gold. This cyanide is very dangerous. Sulfuric acid for extraction of copper. And I think this is the have the big impact to the environment. You know that mining activities just like this. You know, this is this truck is large trucks, but compared to the mining pit, is looks very small. Yeah. So this very years of the mining activities, just like this. In this case, this is the photo from Chokwi Kamata, largest open pit copper mine. Copper mine, just like in Freeport, I think. You know, this is the example of iron hydroxide, and the acid flood into the river, just like this. Yeah. drainage to the river. So it's become the environmental issues. So can we stop this? No, I think we in the modern cultures we need some product that usually contains the minerals just like this. So I think we have to consider about the trade-off about the mining activities and also the impact to the environment. But we cannot stop the mining industry because we need the minerals, I think. And the next issue is about the global warming. This is the increase of the temperature around the world, and the effects so enormous, just like melting of the permafrost. Permafrost is a layer deep into the earth, beneath the earth. There is some of layer of the water layer that becomes such as an ice. When there's the ice in the deep in the ground melting, so the stability of the soil change, and some infrastructure in the surface will be damaged because the land is not stable. Yeah. So that's the problem in the permafrost, and also in the polar ice, yeah, in Arctic and Antarctic, there is some meltings and increase the sea level, rising the sea level, and maybe there is a possible of the flood in all around the world because of the rising of the sea level. You can see in the film I want you to watch. The title is An Inconvenient Truth. And also the effect of the global warming is the spread of the pest and disease. For example, in Bandung, you know that maybe 30 years ago, the temperature is usually rather cold, but become warmer today. And you know that when I was student about 30 years ago, there is mosquito and disease just like dengue, for example, is a rare case in Bandung. But today, the case of the dengue is common in Bandung. That's because the warmer, then the pest and also the mosquito become common in the warmer temperature. So that's because of the global warming, one of the effect of global warming. And also ecological impact, such as the disturbed life cycle of the flora and fauna. For example, you know that spring usually in about in March or April, but we know that today we are not sure about the transition of the monsoon, I think, such as when the rainy season or the dry seasons is not like 50 or 30 years ago. Yeah. So that disturb the life cycle of the animals and flora and fauna. You know that the carbon dioxide increased very rapidly in less than last 100 year last 100 years. So maybe in the last 50 years we have increased the carbon dioxide concentration in atmosphere. This is 1,000 years. So about there is some of the cyclical situations. This is the ice age cycles, but maybe we are in the next cycle, but we interrupt the cycles, and today the CO2 increase rapidly. So maybe we cannot back to the natural cycles like before. So this is the problem. And this is the global temperature anomaly. We can see that in 200s, the last 200 years becomes, increase about three times or 4 times increase. You know that temperature anomaly increase global temperatures about 0.4 and steadily increase year after year. So this is the global warming problem. And we will discuss more detail after you watch the movie. This is the global warming projections. You know that this is the projection, but this is the temperature anomaly. We know that this is we in the 2020 here, and in 2100s, maybe if we are not prevent this, maybe there is a 4 degrees Celsius more than today, or maybe 5 degrees Celsius. Then and that will melting the polar ice and give imbalance situations and new conditions and affect the weather in all around the world. So this is the global warming predictions. This is the increase in the temperatures, and it will disrupt and change the situation of the weather cycles of the weather. So you know that some of the image, this is the glacier. Usually, this is in the 1985 and become less and less, and maybe in the future there is no glacier again. In this case, in the Mount Baker, for example. This is the glacier Grinnell 100 years ago. This is the boundary, the border of the glacier, and become less and less. And this is maybe today is a very small glacier here. And the change give impact to the conservation. So extinction of a single species or plant or animal can result in dramatic imbalance in the ecosystem. You know that sometimes predators like the polar bear have the significant contribution. We just don't know yet about the contribution, but when the species extinct, then the another species may be in danger. For example, when we know about the shark, when the consumption of the sharks increase, there is some imbalance ecosystem in the sea. So we have to protect the predators also, not just many animals such as there is cycles and interconnection between the species and the food chain, I think. Yeah. So because we have the technology to exploit the resource, such as, for example, fishing, there is an overfishing, and overfishing cause another problem because interrupt the food chain. And, so that's the impact of the human activities. And also there is some energy crisis. I think in the future we will more depend on the energy for example electricity. We will more depend to the electricity. You know that last year we have the blackout, and more than 3 hours becomes a very significant impact. And you know that today we can use the online course, online meeting. We use the energy behind of this. There is a production of energy, maybe from coal or maybe from oil. We just don't know about the amount of the energy we consume today, and will maybe double in the future, I think. So this is an energy crisis. We have to consider about the renewable energy and also how to consume energy wisely, yeah, and efficiently using new technology. And also another issue is a water crisis. You know, that's very severe to there is a drought. I know that sometimes during dry season there is a drought in several areas. It's very severe situations. Yeah. Water scarcity is the lack of the fresh water to meet the standard water demand. Sometimes because the drought, sometimes because the lack of rainfall, but sometimes because the water exists, but there is pollution, so that polluted water. This is the largest global risk in terms of potential impact to the human. Two-thirds of the global populations, about 4 billion people, live under condition of severe water scarcity at least 1 month of the year. So two-thirds is a very big number, I think. 500 million people in the world face severe water all year around. You know that some countries in Africa, for example, there is the water scarcity sometimes all year round. And also in the largest city, half of the largest cities experience water scarcity. So water is the next oil. Yeah? Sometimes we call it white oil or something. You know that our neighbor countries, Singapore, for example, Singapore invests heavily in research for water engineering, using such a filter technology to filter the salt water from sea to provide the fresh and clean water. Yeah. So that's a technology. I think several technology. The leader in this area also Israel. I think Israel has the technology to develop water from atmosphere. So and already implemented in Ethiopia, for example. They have the technology. I think Indonesia should consider about the water crisis also. You know that how the not maybe because not lack of the water, but because maybe some pollution. Another issue is the land degradations, yeah, land pollution. For example, when you trash the plastics into the soil, the plastic cannot be degraded using naturally. Maybe it takes 100 years to degrade the plastic. So when we trash the plastic and waste, non-organic waste, so the land before become degrades, and also because of deforestation, just like in this photo, in the left side is Haiti, in the right side is Dominican Republic. This is the border, you know, that is a road, this is the border. And the condition is very different because of the policy in the forest policy. So Haiti exploit the forest heavily, and but Dominican Republic has a wise policy, I think, wiser policy. So you know that there is different conditions, and this is an example why the policy and the government can have a big impact to the environment. Yeah, improper soil use, such as waste disposal. For example, when you in aircraft maintenance, for example, maybe you some chemical or the oil or the some of the fluid used in the aircraft. The waste you have to store or dump into the some of the protected area, so not to in it and pollute the environment. So this is another problem. When we deal with the, for example, waste of the radioactive, nuclear radioactive, for example, the store the waste is very big problem. So that's the problem. Yeah, about the waste and the impact to the land. Sometimes the land degradation maybe create a desert just like this. Yeah. But several technology to overcome this problem. I think China saw some example. They can rebuild and can plant something into the desert using it to hold the water, some of chemical, and then the sand can hold the water, and they can planting again some of the desert in the China. That's some of the issue we face globally about the desertation. And the last issue about the pollution, you know, just like this, a big problem. air pollution, water pollution, and land pollution. Air pollution can be attributed to the large amount of carbon dioxide pumped into the atmosphere by and vehicles. Industries especially deal with energy generation, such as coal to produce electricity. So some of the petrochemical industries, usually there is a gas and greenhouse gas inject to the atmosphere. And water pollution and pollution is caused as a result of waste disposal. And today we know about the microplastic pollutions, and research found that in the fish there is microplastics, and we consume that fish, and in our body also contains microplastics. So it's another problem in the future. And also sometimes there is a vessel. I think several months ago there is a news about the oil tanker that sinking in the near something, and there is a possibility that because of the corrosion of the oil tanker, and maybe the oil will breach, and the oil will pollute the sea, the water in that area. So sometimes there is a accident that cause water pollution because the present oil, just like on the tanker. Basically, mankind is to be blamed, for this issue, as our activities tend to hamper the environment. At an alarm, because 7 billion people, I think, when such activities, for example, food or daily activities, will produce huge waste. And usually, plastic is the simple solution. For example, for when we buy food or product, usually there is a package from plastics. That's a very small part, but when you multiply with the total of the products, maybe the quantity is so enormous. And some technology used to recycle the plastics as the solution for the future. Still in the research, and some of the technology already used to recycle the plastic. Sometimes the plastic will recycle and make as another product, such as a bench or a house created by plastics. So this is the pollution. So this is energy generation, and you know that maybe you can see in some of this is the pollution, and also pollution in the soil, plastics, and also in the water. This is fluid, maybe chemical or maybe organic fluid, but most of the river in the big city, such as in Bandung, is Citarum River, and also in Jakarta, Ciliwung River is polluted by the industry's activities. and also by the household that trash the waste directly into the river. Yeah. So this is the some of the issues we have to consider about the environment. And also, we'll discuss about the environmental impacts of the aviation industries. Yeah. For examples, you know that the aviation activities create some of greenhouse gases, very small percentage of the air pollution, but because it directly injected into the atmosphere, so the impact is also significant. Yeah. So usually CO2, SO2, or NOx. Yeah. Aviation produce already significant parts of the world's total greenhouse, less than 10% of the world population flying, but for example, when we use the fuel in jet, so the fuel, for example, one of aircraft 747, for example, can fly with the total amount of the kerosene is about 70 tons, I think. Yeah, 70 tons. We can directly fly from Jakarta to Europe. But you know that in the course, the aircraft inject directly into the atmosphere the greenhouse gas. So that's the issue. Okay. The root cause of aviation growth don't lie in bad individual view, but rather in the general growth imperative economic system. So this is the natural trend in the modern lifestyle. I think we cannot back to the condition when there is no flights. Yeah. So I think in the future, still the flights or air transportation become more important. Maybe not for bring people, but also for the cargo industries. Because today we want to buy something and deliver. We want it delivered as fast as possible, usually by aircraft, airplane. Yeah. There is some issues about the policy. Yeah. Because there is this is usually as such as a dilemma. So we have to find some trade-off between the use of the oil in the aviation industries, and also we wisely search for another new energy. In the future, maybe hopefully that the electric airplane becomes massive, so we reduce the consumption or the emission of the gas, greenhouse gas into the atmosphere. So that's the hope the future. So we will discuss about the future of the aircraft design. And also another issue is the carbon footprint. In the early stage, when we design something, design aircraft, and go into the production, there is a waste, there is an energy consumed, material consumed, and also in the transportation, and then also in the operation. And after that, also when we scrap the aircraft, so there is a carbon footprint. So the idea is to reduce or to minimize the footprints. Aircraft manufacturers have much power. Airbus controlling almost the whole industry, linked to the oil and war industrial complex. So, this is another issue because sometimes some goal or purpose no need to consider about the environment, about for example in the military industries, for example. So usually aircraft industries is closely related to the military business because the big country usually develop their technology and aircraft because there is a needs in security and safety or in the military purpose. So half of the Boeing's business is about the military, not only for commercial, and also for Airbus. I think another country such as Russia and China or India maybe have the same goal. For example, South Korea, for example, they try to build the rockets to launch the satellite, but behind that purpose, the rocket also to create the missile. So there is another reason why such a countries develop technology in aerospace technology. Another issue is greenwashing. Greenwashing, this is such a kind of deceive. So sometimes the company claim environmental friendly, but when we investigate deeper, that's only a jargon. So this is called greenwashing. People are confronted more and more with the greenwash image of aviation. Aviation is maybe, for example, more green than car, for example. But you know that we have to admit that the impact of the aviation activities is significant to the atmosphere condition. Sometimes we try to introduce that biofuel is also greener than the kerosene, but you know there is another impact such as monoculture plantations. So we have to consider that when we try to create the biofuels, we use the non-productive land to grow the plant, not to replace the productive plant. This is the another issue, such as recently the palm oil as the biofuel has create a controversy and debate because maybe when we depend on the biofuels, maybe we have to open more forests to plant for plantation of the palm trees. So that's another issue in the environment. That's greenwashing, usually leading to monoculture plantations. But some of the source for biofuels may be more greener, such as use of the such as the plant in the sea. Yeah? So no need to use the productive land to plant the source of the biofuel. Another issue is airport expansions. You know that when we build the airport, we have to open space and also create the massive activities, and it will, it will give a waste or activities and the impact to the surroundings. So the design of a green airport or eco airport is very important. An airport that minimize the impact to the environment. For example, in several cities, the old airport is usually in the center of the city, such as in Bandung, Hussein Sastranegara Airport. Today in the mid of the city, maybe 50 years ago this is in the outside of the city, but today it becomes in the city because the city expanded. So when we try to build new airport, usually we have to consider about the future development of the area. But usually after we build the airport, there is a commercial and residential area surrounding the airport, because the airport is the attract the business into that area. So that's become chicken and egg problem. Okay, that's the today our discussion about the several issues in environmental and relation to the aviation industry and the impact. So we have to aware about that. And this is the first assignment for you to watch a movie titled Inconvenience Truth. Usually I just we watch the movie in the class, but I have the movie, but I think I will find a link in the internet, and I will share with you via WhatsApp, I think. Yeah. Okay, I think enough for today. Thank you very much, and see you next week. Okay.